Happy almost Valentine's Day, right? I just thought of a tune that I'd written a long time ago. After the first time I came to Germany, my very first show in Germany, I was sitting backstage, and for some reason I just felt very much at home. I felt like my heart was here, you know. So I wrote this tune backstage and called it Where the Heart Is. It's been a long time since I thought of that tune. So I have a bunch of hellos. Greetings, A-Rob, and we've got some hellos from Cincinnati and New York and Nashville. Our good friend Shashi, who joined me on tour not in the last year. Yeah, it's just not too distant past, and yes, and thank you, Neil, and thank you for the nice welcome to Florida in the middle of my Florida tour. So tomorrow is Bach Tower Gardens, so we always love that place. Just a very cool gardens. That was founded by the parents of Gordon Bach. You know, maybe I should play a Gordon Bach tune while I'm there. You know, he did all those sailing tunes, and we'd even thought about having him sing on the sailing album. We ran into him there. We ended up anchoring in his slip, or pulling up to his slip when we were there in Maine, and got to know him there. And his family has this great venue and gardens there. So, and then Troll Music. I'm not sure why they call it Troll Music. I will have to find that out. That will be the big Valentine's show, and then on that's Venice, and on to Ave Maria, which Spanish means Hail Mary, but they say out there it means just a little too far for anyone to drive. That's the other translation. But hopefully it's not too far for some of you, so come out and join me there as well. And Jim is also saying, hey, from New York. Greetings. It's nice to see you all, saying hello to each other as we do these Monday Lives. Some of us have gotten to know each other through these, and I've gotten to know some friends as well. That especially when we were on our sailing trip, that resulted in Sailing Dreams CD. Met some of you through doing this Monday Live while we were sailing out there, and we plan to sail again. And Balsam says he was there in Williston Saturday night. It was really fun, and thank you. And I'm glad your sailing friend enjoyed it as well. So Williston was interesting. That was a Valentine's show we've done every year, Valentine's week anyway, for the last 8 years. And that one, last year there was just torrential rain, so I know some of you were trying to get out there in the rain. I was amazed how many people sat out there underneath the little gazebo in this pouring rain the last year. But the other night was just amazingly nice. So, but it was there. I was playing a tune. It was one of the Owls tunes. Let's see. The other night I did this one about the two owls singing to each other. And while we were there, this was a couple years ago. It's an outdoor concert, and these owls answered back. It was the same type of owl, barred owls. They sing like that. They sing in minor six. So it was pretty cool playing to the actual owls singing. Six are so pretty, aren't they? So the owls gave me inspiration to play around with those minor six a little more. It seems like they were singing something like that. But as some of you know, this last time, it was the night of the Perseid meteor shower. All those shooting stars. Yeah, we saw some last night with the Milky Way. It was just visible there. With some new friends last night, watching the stars. That's right. We made some new friends. We had, the very rare 2 days free on the tour, and our friend Kathy introduced us to Mark and Nancy, and we went out on their boat and to a neighbor's house and played some music and watched the Super Bowl. Any watched some of the Super Bowl? So it was a very interesting experience this time watching the Super Bowl. We were watching it, and then all of a sudden these little animated characters came up on the screen, and it was like little purple squids and mushrooms and balloons came up, and I said, what is going on here? These are cartoons that were superimposed over the real game going in time, and we thought that the Super Bowl committee had just lost their minds, that they are now just catering to 4-year-olds. I guess a lot of 4-year-olds want to watch the Super Bowl or something. We were watching it for the longest time going, what is going on with SpongeBob or something like that, doing the play-by-play rather than a regular announcer. And finally, we realized that we were watching the Nickelodeon station. Did any of you have this experience? Did any of you watch the Super Bowl? Anyway, and so it was played at the same time as the regular adult version of this. So it took us the longest time to finally switch over to the adult station rather than watching the semi-animated version of this. Yeah, it was a very bizarre experience. But let me see how any else. I'm gonna look over here, see if any of the rest of you had that experience. That was really quite strange. Just some general hellos. And the part that I missed Reba McEntire singing the national anthem, and I need to go back and do a replay to hear her doing that. So that was cool. Reba is such a cool person. I met her at some years ago, just through Chet Atkins, the parties that sometimes happened way back in the old days, and then ran into her recently at a Christmas New Year's party. And we were sitting next to each other singing, and so it was really an amazing experience to sing next to. It was such a great vocalist. And I think I showed a little clip of that on one of the earlier Monday Lives. So, an amazing person. But a lot of us agree, let's see if you agree too, that the national anthem should really be America the Beautiful. Isn't that a much better song? It's much more inclusive, and you can sing it. You don't have those high notes that only professionals can do. And and it's just more how we feel as Americans. We feel much more like America the Beautiful than Star Spangled Banner. That's a war song or something. It's not how we feel about our country. And I was reminded, our friend Marquez Stevens, also a great player and composer from Nashville, sent me this clip. This is from quite a few years ago, where Ray. See if you recognize. I'll just see if you recognize who is here singing "America the Beautiful." This is at the World Series. That's right, it's Ray Charles.
Oh, beautiful, our heroes through in liberating strife. Who more than self their country love, and mercy born line. What I'm saying about the land, this America sweet America. May God thy glorify till all success be nobleness and every gain divine. And you know, when I was a little boy, I remember we always sang these words. Oh, beautiful, far spacious sky, far amber waves of grain, far purple mine, in majesty. About the fruity flame. Now wait a minute. America, America. God, just grace on thee. God, I love the very kind of day. He crowned our good. I don't you remember? Say me brother from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had y'all to help me sing this thing here. Go ahead. America. Oh, yes, he did. You ought to love him for it, 'cause he cried that good. He told me what. Say me brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Love, let Jesus love that boy. I wanna thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Isn't this cool how overcome with emotion he is on this? It's just beautiful. He's hearing the jets fly overhead, and just what a moment that was with Ray Charles singing that. And, just the response. This was, I think, shortly after 9/11 that this wasn't. So what a moment it was. What a historic moment. Yeah. So I see. Yeah, a lot of you are agreeing with me that America the Beautiful. That's our national anthem. Come on, for us, for the people. Yes. Yeah. What a beautiful one. And yeah. It says, what, Texas, America the Beautiful is not a drinking song, as our current anthem. Is our current anthem a drinking song? So it's, anyway, it's just a much more lovely song. And Texan, Oklahoma says you're anticipating snow. Well, we are not here anticipating snow in Florida, so I have to say. And also, Judy, nice to see you as well. There was a question on how you tune owls. I actually ran into that because the first song I did with owls, it was the same owls that were singing in this. It was the Owls song. And it was I did it in a different key. I'm trying to remember the key I did it in, and I had recorded the owls singing that melody, and I actually tuned them so they would be in my key, and I had them in one of the original versions that I had, but I ended up not releasing that version, just the one. So the original Owl Psalm, and this Owl Psalm also was written on September 11th, just days before this video that you saw. And there I was walking and I heard two owls singing to each other. And that was the first time I heard that melody. One sang like this. And then the other one just a little lower. So I just added a bass. The whole melody was written by the owls. The only thing I wrote is the bass. Now I'll change the key. That's it, 2 owl songs in one day. And yeah, it was the same type of owl that we heard, the barred owl. And, but they were singing a slightly different melody from one time to the other time. And I wanted to give the barred owl, since they wrote all but 5 notes of the tune, essentially. So the part that I wrote is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the melody, and then that repeats again, and then goes back to the owl's melody. So they wrote pretty much all the melody except for those 5 notes. So to give them the royalties, I got the barred owl sponsorship level at Radnor Lake State Park, where I heard the owls sing, and I kept that sponsorship for many, many years. So maybe I need to renew that. I think it's I forgot to renew it the last couple of years. So good reminder, go renew and pay those owls their appropriate royalties. So and I'm seeing a little bit of, there's been a little rain in the forecast, so I don't know if we're going to get any of that tomorrow. Hopefully it'll stay nice out here. So just a small percentage, I believe. And so yeah, Bunny likes the moving bass on there. Yeah, it was just it worked. Just take that one melody and move the bass, and there you got it. So it was a lesson to me that you don't always have to do a lot of things to it. As much as a lot of my music is just way too complex, right? I have all sorts of different parts going on. But yeah. All right. And here's a suggestion to get together with Paul Winter. I think that is a brilliant idea, since this year what I want to do is do more duets. So I was thinking, what do I do this year now that we've finished the Sailing Dreams album? And I like the idea of doing duets with people. Paul Winter has been one of my heroes ever since I was a teenager. I just was amazed at what he did with doing music together with the whales and together with the Canadian mountain wolf in particular. That duet between a soprano saxophone and a Canadian mountain wolf, I think, is about the prettiest thing I've ever heard. So if you haven't heard that, look up Wolf Eyes by Paul Winter. But I would love to get in touch with them. That's a great idea, and do something together. All right, Joyce, I think you have hit a good suggestion. I'm going to put that up towards the front of my priority list. Okay, so for those of you who are having a little weather, we'll do a little summer morning rain. And we'll do some more romantic tunes for you for Valentine's Day. We did Close to You last week, so that one's already been taken. Right. Here we go. Capturing sound of those raindrops. To tune back down. Sorry. I'm still in C sharp from the last tune. Hello to Jim and to Alistair, who's here. Alistair Hay makes my carbon fiber harp guitar, and that's what I use when I'm sailing. So it's impervious to the salt air that often gets splashed over the side, you know, when Brian is at the helm, that is. Okay. And this harp guitar, though, has half-step tuners, and that's what I was playing with here. Mike Julin made this, and so that I could play it in different keys, and so that I could forget what key tuning I was in particular. He has these. They come from a folk harp. If you can see that, I'll see if I can hold that a little bit up closer there, and you can see that you just flip this little lever. They are called dragon whisperers. So if you want your guitar tech or your guitar builder to install dragon whisperers onto your harp guitar, that's what you want, right? So as long as you have the real estate here in order to attach them to, then they're great for that. Yeah, until you forget what key you're in. Well, That's it. We are at a friend's house. We're at our friend Jerry and Margie's house in Summerfield at the moment. Longtime friends, back from when they used to live in Long Island, and they moved down here, and we visit them just about every time we come to Florida. So always nice to mix in visiting friends and playing shows. So, and then going to Folk Alliance. I don't know if any of you are going to Folk Alliance. That's right after, the very end of February. And I'm going to then, through the beginning of March, go and visit my parents in Illinois. So if you're out in Illinois, yeah, I know, Jim, you're out there. So maybe we'll see you. And our Illinois friends will be visiting my parents for a week there. And greetings to our friends back home and friends holding down the fort back in Nashville. So thank you to you. And Robert, thanks for tuning in. Yes, one of our friends that we met while doing these Monday Lives. So let's stay in touch, and we'll see you next week. Bye.